Hey, what's up, my dear fellows, brothers? It's Lavo here, and this is Oslo Real. Um, I believe some of you might feel disappointed because it was over 7 days since last time I have uploaded a video. Yet I'm still alive, I'm still around, I'm still here, and I'm still doing absolutely fantastic. The only reason for me to not doing it, it is simply I am very busy getting ready, preparing myself for the Ironman marathon in Gdynia, which is in the next 29 days, 28 days. I have taken up also challenge. There is such a huge rave to quit a regular work 9 to 5 and start business and change life. Well, I decide to turn it around and actually take up the challenge and do the work 9 to 5, 30 and 45 sometimes, and then also get ready for 30 days challenge Iron Man. Seems to be a bizarre and crazy idea, yet it dawned upon me 2 months before when I had little free time and I was going to use it constructively, and I was inspired by the man from London Real, Brian Rose. Congratulations, Brian. He was the man who was inspired by another American artist who plays some metal or rock music, who was drug addict and who find triathlon and Ironman as a way of escaping and keep himself focused from not doing his habits, addiction and drugs and fighting his demons. So as turned out, during the process of recording the video and Brian Rose take up the challenge, he actually opened himself up with his past experience with the heroin, drugs, addictions and some other demons. I admire him so much and I find him a highly inspirational figure and highly productive and amazing person, which I would love the world also to follow because he changed his life. And my concept and idea is also when we change, everything change. That's where my beliefs firmly sets in the law of life, in the law of attraction, in the law of nature, that everything starts from within. We have godlike power, the inner G, which we are all blessed with. So let me form something that I did not form, but I would like to actually bring it back from the past. William James, the father of American psychology, says that the power to move the world, it is within. Your subconscious mind is the one with infinitive intelligence and abundance wisdoms. Anything that is impressed upon your subconscious screen, the latter will move the heaven and earth to bring it to pass. You must therefore impress it with the right thoughts and the right ideas. The reason there is so much discord and misery in the world is that so many people do not understand the relation between the world within and the world without, or the conscious and subconscious mind. If the two are working in concord and accord, you will have a peace, joy, health, and happiness. There is no sickness or discord when the two working harmoniously and peacefully together. And jumping into his other very actually inspirational, juicy words that through his life work and effort he was able to actually put it in a few words. His life essence work. Human beings can alter their life by altering their attitudes, and that's going back again to when we change, everything change. So you have energy, you are energetic, we are electric beings. Whatever we eat, whatever we think, whatever we receive as an antenna, from that knowledge comes from Nikola Tesla, that we are, and Thomas Edison, that we are literally broadcasting and receiving station. And you and me, absolutely, when you pause now and ponder about that concept, it is not concept, it is true, and it is a fact. And you know it for yourself, that when you enter to the place, when you sense and perceive that someone is envy of you because of your look, or he knows you that you are rich, or any other reason, he will project without his conscious awareness those feelings toward you. He might not give you, he might give you the handshake, or he might avoid your eye contact, or any other things, but you will sense it by your eyes, by your instinct, by your feelings. In the room will be felt the warm happiness, any sensation, gratification, enviness, jealousy, fear, worry, anxiety. So jumping into Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman philosopher, says that a man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Another great philosopher, Ralph Waldo Emerson, a man is what he thinks all day long. Alan Watts, the great English philosopher, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. And he points out that our life is actually mirror reflection of what we hold in our thoughts. And you can, I can, we can, all of we can alter our life by altering our attitudes. That's why in some of my video is I feel happy, I feel healthy, I feel terrific, and this is PMA, positive mental attitudes. And why would be that so important and so vital? Believe me, it is important, it is vital, it is necessary, and that's why I love to use the background of the nature to, at some point like now, to bring you to the realization of the power which can be yours when you understand the power between the relation between their conscious, your conscious and subconscious mind. This power can be yours when you understand the relation between that conscious and subconscious mind. When they agree upon concept, of life that you live in abundance and riches and wealth, it is actually first and foremost state of mind, the same like it is poverty, poor mind, and broken people who drinking, taking drugs, are broken financially and calling rich people scumbags. And you know, all that goes down to the state of mind, what people believe and what state of mind they live in it, because you can alter your state of mind, and people are being altered to live in the state of mind that they are living and experiencing. So that's what they projecting to the world. And the amazing thing is that we all can affect it and change it. The living testimony of that is Mike Tyson, who come from abusive and rough background, and he turned his life upside down. He did not necessarily turn his characteristic of his character change, but he becomes successful in the area of sport, supreme as Conor McGregor. And when you track their words, what they saying, Mike Tyson give all the glory to his personal coach, who literally program him in the state that he believed, because that guy believed in him, that he was that supreme. The only thing what was between where he was and where his coach see the vision was to fill the gap, and he motivate him and inspire him. And now I would like to touch the topic of motivation, because Dan Pena, as much as I admire him, the 50 billionaire man, and Melanie Robin called in his her TED Talks, motivation is garbage, and Dan Pena trying to actually drag Napoleon Hill, and the guy who wrote the book, which is Success. Wow, the guy, his surname is Stone, and and Napoleon Hill. One was selling the insurance in America, and he was actually very successful. Stone was very successful. It cannot dawn on me what was his name. W. Clement Stone. Yes! Sometimes you see I have to focus my thoughts and attention. And by the way, I will jump into something else. Sun rays and sunshine at its peak, when it's the most strong and focused on us, we admire the most, and it gives us the best feelings. So the same is with whenever your attention is focused on envy, jealousy, ill will, worry, fear, attention, illness, or rich, happiness, health, desire, expectation, health, love, and stuff, that's what you're going to receive and attract it. When your attention is there, sustained for long period enough, or it becomes your nature, habits, this is what you're going to attract. And these are also the laws of nature. Jumping back to W. Clement Stones and Napoleon Hill, both men are successful. W. Clement Stone was the wealthy insurance sailor, very successful, and Dan Pena claimed that he invented with Napoleon Hill so they can motivate people to sell more. Well, no matter what Dan Peña says today, I admire him for his achievement, many things what he says, but mind, thinking and sound mind actually can dispute what he is saying, even that he is successful and rich. Why? Because I can bring you actually now evidence and challenge your thinking and listen what he's saying with the evidence that Napoleon Hill, even if he calls him a scumbag, that he was broke and he was inventing the books and motivational speaking and information and knowledge, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter, my friend Dan Peña, today. Even that you are so successful today and you are alive and you trying to diminish their success, because today I was the one who was inspired by Napoleon Hill, and I know by searching through the internet that through 70-80 years since he is dead, or sorry, maybe earlier than that, he wrote the book in 70 years ago or something like that, but through that years he make hundreds of thousands of millionaires have been inspired, and he makes on his books massive millions, like incredible, insane millions, and make millionaires people. And W. Clement Stone was factual, successful millionaire, so you cannot rob him out of the achievement that they are bigger millionaires and billionaires probably than you now, so you cannot take away the fact what he's done for humanity. I would not probably be with my mental mind and stage if I would not create my desire, and the law of attraction will bring to my attention seeking for things, the book. And that is the fact for many people. Tony Robbins and Tommy Billio from The Quest, Billionaire Man, they all study all those books and were inspired by the same men who I was, and the same is for them. And even you, Dan Peña, you mentioned them, so you know them really well, precisely. Mel Robbins is absolutely fantastic woman. The only thing she say, the motivation sucks, and I think at the end she all motivate everybody around, so she's a motivational talker. So I just want to learn you how to reason. That's my motivational goal, to maybe not teach you, but actually to bring a contrast for you, to allow you to just not follow the followers, not follow the people always, all the time, but you to use your reasons always, all the time, every time, until you come to the same conclusion what they come, because we do agree to many things with Dan Peña, with other stuff. It is just I like to catch up them on the stuff that it is dangerous, because they've done the beautiful part for humanity, and we should not rob them out of that, and we should support this kind of stuff, because they did incredible work that humanity today is more free than ever, and we consciously become much more smarter thanks to William James, thanks to Alan Watts, thanks to Socrates, thanks to Aristotle, thanks to Napoleon Hill, thanks to W. Clement Stones, thanks to you also, Dan Peña, but you are just harder than everybody else, and what you're doing, you're just hammering people, and not everyone you know, is going to take it. I know you know it, but what I would wish to see your attention to be on more to promote successful people like you and support them, than take away something that you cannot take away by my reasons, because they are first before you most successful. And whatever he say to you on before he died, like that was invented to whatever reason, it was successful, and it is. And everything starts from motivational. You have to have a motive to start. I have my own motives to do Ironman marathon. I have my own motives. Why did I go to the cold water? It was all motivational, it was all motives, and I was listening like Muhammad Ali was listening, like McGregor was listening certain individuals, and Tony Robbins and Tom Bilyeu, and all of them have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successful people who they follow, who they lead behind their tracks to uncode, decode, and implement to our unsuccessful life successful characteristic, because Tony Robbins says that success leaves clues and leads, and it does, absolutely it does. The same like the nature. Nature is the most successful prime sources for us, where dwell infinite intelligence and abundance wisdom and infinite power, which create me, you, nature, and govern this world. And the prime law of nature is not competition, but let me surprise you. You know what it is? It is actually cooperation, harmony, cooperation. Nature cooperate, and we live with false beliefs, fierce false beliefs and negative thoughts patterns that have been programmed in our subconscious mind through conscious repetition, and that's happened through channels of history, discovery, and yes, those like from over 100 years ago, Darwin Charles propagated theory about the evolution, which is today, it is proven that is outdated and has no background, that we did not evolve from monkeys, and there was no Big Bang, and human race, it is not billions and trillions and milliards and millions, but 200,000 max years. So there you go. They know it now. Something happened at the time, some phenomena that we appeared, and some transformation happened. I don't want to go into deep, that is for another period, another video. But what I would like to emphasize is the nature. The nature is, I often say, the source for us, for me, to dwell into daily and admire, is to see the creation and understanding the primary law of nature is cooperation, and we see the evidence of that all the time, every day through our life. If there would be a discord, and let me put it another way, the condition of sickness, the state of sickness is to be sick is abnormal. That simply means that you are going against the stream of nature and thinking negatively. So it is not normal for us think negatively. The forces of nature are positive and negative. There is no bad or good, evil or stuff. It's what our thoughts make of it. So the reason to stay on the positive side is because the nature provides us fruits, vegetables, minerals, life, air, and all the abundance that bring it to billionaires, millionaires, and rich people or average who are in the world. And natural state of health is health, and it is against stream of nature to be sick. That means you thinking negatively. And it is every negative thoughts, fears, false beliefs, it is actually not normal, it is abnormal, okay? So that again add up to the positive side. All wars, all fears, all jealousy, or envy, whenever you form those feelings toward others, you actually not helping yourself. When you desire to actually diminish somebody's wealth, and you desire for somebody to be unhealthy, to be poor, you actually, what you're doing, you actually robbing yourself. You cannot actually, with poor thinking, you cannot achieve actually anything by robbing others, because you should actually desire for everybody else to have this wealth, and the same for you, because if everybody is rich, if planet is rich, you going to be rich. If your neighbors are going to be rich and happy and wealthy and successful, then you going to be. That's the primary source and law of planet: harmony, order, peace, abundance. Look at the water, look at the quality and amount of that. People on the earth, soil, trees, variety. The same to you, brothers and sisters. We are made through our fingers as an eyes, made different. We don't necessarily need to think the same way. So when the media, TV, radio bombarding you with fears, false beliefs and negative thought patterns, trust me, behind that it is actually the idea somebody will profit out of your fears, worries and wrong programs, because that was the slavery in the past, and today's slavery is to use deception and trick you into make you little, so you don't think abundance and reach and growth, because that is only what is promoted. Only recently we have higher consciousness that people like me, Vishen Lakhiani, Tony Robbins, William James in the past, and all of that, thanks for only 1% or less than 1% that are believing, expecting and receiving, and we are the fruits of that. If in the past a 1% less than that, only few people, few families, Rockefeller, JP Morgan, Schiff, Loeb and who else could control, and King of and Queen of Elizabeth and few others could control the world through keeping people in ignorance. So imagine that with this consciousness today and understanding that darkness and negatives cannot win in this life form as the nature is providing to you, because life is happening in the daytime. To overcome darkness is with the light, and to get rid of the darkness is with the light. To overcome cold is with the heat, and to get rid of the negative thoughts pattern is substitute them with the positive. So affirm good and the bad will vanish. So therefore it is vitally necessary and important that we follow that track all together, and we understand that the nature has our back, and it is fruitful, abundance, rich, and beyond shadow of doubt. Every day the sun is rising at a certain time and goes down, and there is harmony, rhythm, peace, and fluid, beautiful nature, and abundance is at hand. You just need to decide and choose and stay in the zone of that, which there is many people in the world, and we live in the most incredible time than ever that actually technology can serve to me, to you, to everyone, and we can embrace it, and we can stop working hard. We can start thinking what, instead of what the planet and what everybody else can give it to you, because there is nothing for free as such from the people. They are all mentally wrapped up to something for something, but we are so close to the enlightenment and renaissance that finally we're going to form the thoughts what we can give to the planet, what we can give to everybody else, and this is where we are going to, and you cannot stop that. And if you are, imagine the people who are negative, poison, and so, you know, wrapped up into drinking, drugs, alcohol, and accident, war, and stuff like that, let it be. But remember my words. Usually it takes 10 years to people to catch up with vegetarians, people enlightened, people healthy, people who promote. It takes them 10 years because then everybody's slowly catching up, and then they see everybody else and then they following, running marathon, Ironman and stuff like that. Believe me, we are going back to the source, and the source is the infinitive intelligence and the power of your subconscious mind and your inner G, godlike. You are the creator on this planet. So instead of robbing and diminish people power and believing in the bullshit, nonsense, bogus lie, rules, you have the choice to turn your life upside down and support one another, and at least stay in the zone, focus, and take yourself to another level. So until next one, Oslo Real, Slavo, take care.